Good morning. This is Evangelist Robert L. McKim Sr. Well, I just wanted to let some people know. Of course, I'm cooking breakfast this morning. Gotta go this morning, take Renee to a doctor's appointment. Then I gotta go to the dentist and have some teeth removed. I got one tooth that is chipped on the side here. I don't know if you can see it good enough or not. It's chipped and it's been giving me some problems. I got another tooth that has a hole in it. Every time I eat, food gets into it. So it's been, bugging me. All my teeth has been bugging me. My mouth feels like it's swelled up lots of times. But see, there's people out there that wants to poke fun at me because I got bad teeth. Doesn't make no sense. You got bad teeth, they should be removed. I've been trying to find a oral surgeon that would put me to sleep, but they don't want to do that no more. I went all the way up to Cleveland to find out basically they just going to pull my teeth. I'm like, why should I go up to Cleveland to have my teeth pulled when I can do that at a dentist? So I'm going back to the dentist that is going to do my dentures to have them pull some teeth. They're going to pull a little bit at a time. So there won't be so much stress and pain on me. But long story short, okay, I wanted to show you. There's been people that have been complaining about what I cook for breakfast. This is the bacon. Now, a lot of that oil that you see there isn't all grease from the bacon. We use this. This has come down in price. It used to be over $3 for a bottle. Now it's down to $2.50 a bottle. Sometimes I can get it on sale for $1 something. But yeah, we eat hash browns. The hash browns is basically shredded potatoes. It's not browned. It's not already cooked and brown, cooked where it's brown on the outside, shaped into a patty. Because a lot of those hash browns, for one thing, cost more, and they're loaded with chemicals. Loaded with different chemicals to keep the hash browns fresh. What's being shipped from the factory to the store. These are just shredded potato. For a 3-pound bag of these shredded potatoes for $3.40 some cents. Sometimes they're on sale for $2 something a bag. That's cheap. That's actually cheaper than buying a 10-pound of potatoes. And standing and grating and grating and grating and grating and grating the potatoes. Yeah, really, technically, I should be eating more sweet potatoes. Well, I had sweet potatoes, and what I had eventually went bad because I couldn't eat them I don't eat them all the time. And but the bacon that we get, mainly we get it at Beitzel's Meats. This is how they package the meat. They cut, of course, very wide strips. Sometimes it's like little pieces, different pieces put together in a package. You never know what you're going to get, basically. Like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But I do know what I'm getting when I go to Beitzel Meats because of the fact of how they process their meat. A lot of people is like, there's only one way of processing bacon, and that is putting salt on it and putting sodium inside the meat. No. Either you didn't actually live on a farm that had a smokehouse, or you just love to argue with me. You love to argue. You want your truth, which is a lie, put on my YouTube pages. Because that's all you're doing. You're just lying. And I'm trying to tell you the truth of how things are done around here by putting meat in a smokehouse and smoking it. Smoking. I mean, come on now. Even when people cook meat in a barbecue place, what do? They put it in a smoker for several hours to cook the meat. They don't cook it on direct heat, they smoke it. But you know, evidently people out there think that they know better than the actual people that are doing the work. Well, because they think they're better, they think they're smarter. Because here is where Beitzel's sends their meat to. Sugar Valley Meats in Sugar Creek. And it says right here, we're an old-fashioned butcher shop offering a complete line of fresh cuts of beef and pork prepared right on site. We only offer freshly cured and smoked meats from our smokehouse, as well as bolognas, hot dogs, jerkies, and more. See, it's right there in black and white. Can you see it? Smoked. Well, Beitzel sends their meat to Sugar Valley Meats. See, Sugar Valley Meats, Beitzel Meats are basically, you know, they work together. If there is something that Sugar Valley Meats doesn't have and Beitzel has, Beitzel's will send their meat there. Or vice versa. If there's something that Beitzel's doesn't have and Sugar Valley Meats has, they'll send their meat there. They work together. But people out there, they think they're better. They think they know more. You know, they're smarter. They want to condemn me because, oh, my doctor says I'm supposed to eat protein. Yeah, I'm supposed to eat protein throughout my day. This diet here that I showed you was actually a diet that fitness slash health slash preacher that came to a church that I was going to had told us how we should be able to eat throughout the day. Well, then of course I got these here papers from the doctor's offices on about type 2 diabetes. Got the meal planning paperwork. And I wanted to show you real quick. Back in 2001, I've always had, since I was 11 years old, had these spells where I would get weak, lightheaded, sweaty, and I feel like I'm going to pass out. Well, no doctor wanted to really, you know, diagnose me unless I was come into the office while I'm having one of those spells. I'm like, what? You don't want to diagnose me? You don't want to open up the doctor book and say, here's my symptoms. Look up the symptoms and then diagnose me. They don't want to go on symptoms anymore. They want to go on tests. 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 We got to test you. Test you. Test you. Test you. Lots of times tests don't even want to work. Well, here is the notes from my doctor when I went to the ER back in 2001. Yeah. I was seen in November with episodes of lightheadedness. And, of course, somebody at where I was working at had suggested I get my blood sugar checked. Well, they offered me a candy bar to eat. Because, see, it wasn't lunchtime. What happened was, basically, it was time change. Right after the time change in the fall, it would have been it was right around 11 o'clock, and I was starting to get hungry. Normally, it would have been noontime, the old time, but when you fall back, you lose an hour. Well, my body was used to the old time of eating at noon at 11 o'clock. So here I'm, basically my body was pulling sugar out of my sugar reserves and causing me to, you know, my sugar would go down. Because when they tested me in the ER, my sugar was less than 80. Well, long story short, my doctor, and it says right here in the notes, number 2, number 3. Number 2 and number 3, it says I'm supposed to eat protein, and I'm supposed to eat 6 small meals throughout the day to keep my sugar up. That is also another thing that even a diabetic is supposed to do. Eat a lot of protein throughout the day. Eat 5 to 6 small meals a day in order to keep their sugar at an even keel. But see, a lot of diabetics can't do that, especially when you're on food stamps and you're poor, you don't get a lot of money in Social Security like Renee and I. We can't buy that much food because we don't get enough food stamps. There's people out there that gets $300-400 in food stamps because they have big families and they're on welfare. It's like, what? They're more important than people that really needs it? Don't make no sense. I think they could get by. I think they could get by better with, you know, $200 to $300 in food stamps, not $300 to $400. Share the rest of that money with the elderly and the disabled that really needs it. And then here is also, back when I was tested for gas reflux disease, they gave me this paper here telling me what was all wrong with me. Of course, I have the Barrett's esophagus. I have had some ulcers. I have a hyoid hernia. And of course, on the back here it says what kind of foods I'm supposed to stay away from, how I'm supposed to sleep, watch my weight, so and so on. I know what to do because I've been educated on what to do, and I've been watching the Food Network on what, you know, different things. And I've been learning about foods and stuff. Well, I also wanted to real quick show something here that's been going on here online here recently. I have been trying to post things to another Facebook site. Well, here right now I'm getting ready to post this story here to my Facebook site. This is my Facebook site. So I click here and it goes through my Facebook site here. This is mine. Now I go to, let's say I go to this one here. That's a friend of mine in another country. I go there to his Facebook site that he has made me an editor of. Okay, and then I go back to that story. Click on Facebook. But you see, for some unknown reason, Facebook will not let me share anything right now to his site. He at one point in time he thought I was lying. He thought I was lying, that I just didn't want to post. I can't post. Facebook is not letting me post anything to his site. I have to basically copy onto Word and then paste it onto his site. That's the only way I can do it. Facebook won't let me just share and YouTube. I go to YouTube to try to post my videos to his site. Facebook won't let me post the videos to his site. To my site, yeah. To his site, no. I don't know what is going on. It's almost like Facebook has basically banned me from posting to other sites. And I was able to do it before. But yet there's people out there who want to say, well, you're not under attack, because if you're living like you're in the kingdom of heaven, in the here and the now, let me tell you something. That is psychology. Psychology. I learned psychology. I have a degree in mental health technology. I had to learn psychology, sociology, counseling. I mean, the whole gamut. Before I even took that class, I got a degree, not a degree, but a diploma in psychology and social work from Stratford Career Institute. Graduated with basically 90% an A. But long story short, these people think I don't know what I'm talking about because I didn't go to Bible college. Well, you don't have to go to Bible college. You can study at home like I did for 10 years. To earn your degrees. My cousin's daughter is up at Akron Children's Hospital. I would like for you all to keep her in your prayers because she's having pancreatitis. She's been bloating, having a lot of stomach pain. This little girl was 8 years old, I think. She's supposed to be, again, on a special protein diet. But she doesn't understand why, her sisters and her father can eat other food and she can't. Her mother is eating the same foods with her, so she doesn't feel left out, but she doesn't understand what's going on with her. She doesn't understand why she has to eat different. And there have been a lot of people out there that's been preaching here lately. No, we're not supposed to know anything. We're not supposed to know the day or the hour. Well, yeah, we're not supposed to know the day or the hour. If you watched my other video I did with Jack Van Impe, we're not supposed to know the day or the hour. But we're supposed to know the signs and seasons of the time that Jesus will return. In Genesis 1, I'm using my computer here today instead of the Bible. 14, it says that when God put the sun and the moon and the stars in the sky, He not only did it to divide the day from the night, but also for they to be signs and seasons for the days and years. Not just the days and years, but the to be signs and seasons. Seasons, it actually in this is meaning the feasts of God. All the different feasts that God had set up later on down the road. And signs of Christ's return to earth. Now, some people want to quote this here and say, well, in Matthew 16, we are a wicked and perverted generation, so, we're asking for Jesus for sign. Am I asking Jesus for signs? No, Jesus already said later on in Matthew 24 that there will be signs. But Jesus is talking to who here? Pharisees and Sadducees. That is who he was talking to at the time. Not me and you. And he was telling them, well, if you can, discern the sky, red sky, night sailor delight, red sky, morning sailor take warning. But yet you're asking me for a sign. He called them hypocrites. Which that's what a lot of people are out there. They're hypocrites because they think they know better. Long story short, Jesus told them that the sign that he was going to give them was the sign of Jonah, being the prophet Jonah being in the belly of the fish for 3 days. That's when Jesus was crucified on the cross, and then he was in the grave for 3 days. But then he came back. Now, of course, we all know Matthew 24 is talking about the different signs. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You'll hear rumors of wars, but you're not supposed to be troubled, because these things must come to pass. There will be earthquakes in various places. We will be handed up and delivered up to tribulation and killed, and will be hated in every nation. For whose name's sake? Jesus' name's sake. Because we are Jesus' name's sake. There, of course, will be pestilences and famines and long story short, Jesus says, but he who endures to the end shall be saved. Well, how is it that if we are supposed to endure to the end to be saved, are being taught that we're going to be rescued out of the tribulation before the tribulation even starts? Well, we're already in We're already in it. I believe that it started right around when ISIS started beheading, and that was in the summer of last year. So 3.5 years from the summer of last year will take us to 2018. Also in Matthew 24, it's also in Mark, starting with 28, and Luke, starting with 29, where Jesus is talking about, now learn the parable of the fig tree. Who is the fig tree? Israel is the fig tree. Now, I know somebody had commented about that just recently and basically totally poked fun of it. He's going to have his day when it comes before God Almighty Jehovah. For making fun of his word. When its branches is already become tender, puts forth leaves, you will know summer is near. So also when you see these things, know that it is near at the door. Surely I say to you, this generation will not by means pass away till these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words by no means will pass away. People have also been wanting to say, well, we're supposed to be out, like I said, we're supposed to be out of here before anything happens. But in 2 Thessalonians, it says, let no one with 3 here, let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and then what? The man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts him above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Well, there is already starting a falling away from the faith. Let me find some more here real quick before my time runs out. Okay, 1 Thessalonians 5. For yourselves know perfectly the day of the Lord so comes as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, like it talks about in Matthew 24. And then they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, so that day should overtake you as a thief in the night. You are all sons of light and sons of the day. We are not of the night nor darkness. Now, let me go to Revelations. Get rid of that. Let me get rid of that here too, because I'm almost out of time here. Revelations 3, talking about the dead church. And this is the church that is Jesus coming as a thief of the night. Remember, therefore, you have received and heard. Hold fast and repent. Therefore, if you will not watch, I will come upon you as a thief, and you will not know what hour I come upon you. Well, I'm already have to go on to another video here because I already reached my 30 minutes. Let me find my friend's post here if I can on Facebook. A friend of mine had posted I'm looking for it. Well, I'm looking for it. I don't see it now. Renee's sleeping. Took her meds last night and fell asleep in the chair again. She's not really doing too good, really technically, with the medicine because the medicine is really kind of messing her up. I don't see that post now. Let me try to find her real quick. Okay, hang on a second. Go onto our Facebook page real quick.